Welcome back. I'm Grim Jim, the Underteller. I don't bury the dead, I tell the stories the living forget. My assistant and loyal servant Morty Grimsnatch, short for Mortimer, will explain. Take it away, Morty.
Picture, if you will, a quiet Sunday in December. A family of 5 leaves Portland, Oregon, for what should have been an ordinary holiday outing. They are headed toward the Columbia River Gorge, a place of cliffs, winding roads, cold water, and winter fog. Their plan is simple: gather greenery for Christmas decorations, and then come home. But they never return. And for nearly 7 decades, what happened to the Martin family would haunt Oregon like a ghost story grounded in fact. On December 7, 1958, Kenneth and Barbara Martin set out with their 3 daughters, Barbie, Virginia, and Susan. Along the way, the family was seen in the gorge. They were last seen at a local cafe and reportedly at a gas station in Cascade Locks, where they bought gas. Another sighting placed them farther east in Hood River. After that, they vanished. No phone call. No return home, no explanation. Just silence. At first, investigators believed the family may have suffered a terrible accident. The gorge is breathtaking, but it can also be unforgiving. Narrow roads, sharp drop-offs. Fast, frigid water. In winter, one wrong turn can become fatal. But as time passed, the mystery only deepened. Months later, 2 of the Martin daughters were found in the Columbia River. Susan was found first. Virginia was found the next day. Their recovery confirmed that something tragic had happened. Yet the parents, the youngest daughter Barbie, and the family's station wagon were still missing. That left investigators and the public with a question that would linger for generations. If this was an accident, where was the car? And if it was not an accident, what really happened out there in the gorge? As the years passed, theories multiplied. Some believed Kenneth Martin had accidentally driven into the river. Others suspected something darker. Maybe the family had crossed paths with violence. Maybe they had been forced off the road. Maybe the truth had disappeared into the landscape itself, swallowed by the river and buried by time. The case became one of Oregon's most enduring mysteries because it felt so close to being solved, yet remained painfully incomplete. There had been sightings. There had been searches. There had been recoveries. And still, there was no ending. For decades, the Columbia River kept it secret. Then, in late 2024, after more than 60 years, the silence finally began to break. A diver searching the area near Cascade Locks located a submerged vehicle in the Columbia River. The wreckage had been hidden beneath water and sediment for decades. Recovering it was difficult, but investigators eventually confirmed it was connected to the Martin family's station wagon. Human remains were found with the wreckage. Suddenly, one of Oregon's oldest mysteries was no longer just a story from the past. It had become a case with an answer waiting to be named. Then came the final piece. DNA testing helped identify the remains of Kenneth Martin. Other remains recovered with the wreckage were identified as Barbara Martin and their youngest daughter, Barbie. After 67 years, the missing members of the Martin family were finally accounted for. At last, they had their names back. And with that, one of the most haunting family disappearances in Oregon history was no longer unsolved. According to investigators, there was no evidence of a crime. The official conclusion points not to murder or abduction, but to tragedy. A family outing. A wrong turn, or a sudden accident. A car plunging into the river. And then a silence so complete that it lasted nearly 70 years. But even with DNA, even with the wreckage, even with the official answer, the emotional mystery remains. How does an entire family vanish so completely that the truth stays hidden for generations? How many times did people drive past that stretch of river, never realizing the answer was still down there? How many missing families, even now, are waiting beneath water, mud, and time? The Martin family's story is no longer unsolved. But it is still haunting. Because some mysteries do not terrify us with monsters or conspiracies. They terrify us because they remind us how fragile ordinary life really is. A Sunday drive. A holiday errand. A family of 5. A river. And silence that lasted 67 years.
If this story pulled you in, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next forgotten tale. Thanks for watching. I'm Grim Jim, the Underteller. I don't bury the dead. I tell the stories the living forgot. And this one was waiting at the bottom of the river.